Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Tuesday, the 3rd of October. With McShane, we work our way through Paul's letter to the Ephesians, today reading the 3rd chapter, which ends with a wonderful prayer for the Ephesians and beautiful doxology that Paul has. And I just want to pick up on part of it, reading from verse 17. He says, "And I pray that you, being rooted and established in love, may have power, together with all the saints, to grasp how wide and long and high and deep is the love of Christ, and to know this love that surpasses knowledge, that you may be filled to the measure of all the fullness of God." And as I read that, I thought, here is Paul praying that we will know God's love. But this is a love that surpasses knowledge. And I thought that has to be. If God is infinite, we cannot begin to get anywhere near knowing God. And if God is infinite, his love must be infinite. And therefore, there's so much more than we can begin to get our heads around. And so we experience God's love. And it's not that our experience and our knowledge of God's love is wrong or inadequate or in any way faulty. It's just that there's more. And that's a wonderful thought. No matter how much we get to see and know and experience of God, there's more. And we hold on to that fact that when we step into eternity, we will begin to see him face to face, and we'll be overwhelmed by who God actually is. And for me, this is also an encouragement that we can say God's love, we never get to understand it. And there are people that say, how can a God who is loving, how can a God of love also talk about judgment and hell? The two are incompatible. And certainly if we have our limited view of love and of what judgment and justice is, we can certainly say from our perspective in this world, we can't see how the two fit together. But Paul says we know God's love, but it surpasses knowledge. We can't know it. We won't know God's love. We won't know his justice. We won't know what God's holiness actually is, because there's so much more. And therefore we can hang on to God's love and just know God is loving and more loving than we'll know. And we can rest on that and know that God loves me, not because I'm worthy of it or because I can earn it, but because that is God's love, and it's bigger and better and more expansive than we will ever know. So go and read the 3rd chapter of Paul's letter to the Ephesians, and particularly the last part of it, where he has this wonderful prayer that we would know this love and that we would be filled to the measure of the fullness of God. What a wonderful thought that God can do this for us. Be blessed.